This is my YouTube channel called Journey Through Macular Degeneration. I'm going to be putting videos from time to time on what I go through, on my journey through the visual problems that I have in adapting to it, and what I go through with scans and going to doctors and so on. A little bit about me to begin with. My eye problems, I first started noticing blind spots in the twilight of an evening or after dark, and it was in the lower part of my vision. I have a St. Bernard now and a couple silky terriers, but I had a St. Bernard in 1998, and we would go and visit another family, and I would look up in the evening as they were playing, and if I looked above them, I couldn't see them in my vision down in the lower part of my vision. So went to my eye doctor, my optometrist, and he sent me to St. Louis to Barnes Retina Center, and I talked to a Dr. Shaw there, and Dr. Shaw examined me. He had a helper, I guess a resident there that was learning, and they both kind of manipulated my eyes to try to see if they could see anything. They said my retinas looked great. At that time they didn't give me any scans. I'm not even sure if there were anything like autofluorescence or OCT scans back in 1998. And that was 21 years ago, well, 22 years ago now, because this is 2020. And I was 44 years old at the time. So macular degeneration comes on gradually sometimes, especially with the dry macular that I have, if that is actually what I have. That's another intention of mine, of doing this, to maybe hear from other people that have had similar situations as mine with my visual problems. But anyway, I know that at age 44 I had problems that had begun then, and it probably had begun many years before that because of how gradual macular degeneration is. Those blind spots were only in my vision in low light. So when I would wake up of a morning, I would have those blind spots. When I would get into light or daylight, I didn't have the blind spots at that time. Gradually, though, as time went on, those blind spots became a large part of my vision and something to really adapt to. The only thing Dr. Shaw said back in 1998 was he could see what he thought was a schisis, which I assume is a little wrinkle in the retina. But he couldn't offer me any help at that time. I don't think he even mentioned vitamins in 1998. But I wanted to do this also to help others out there. I have really been helped by other YouTube channels, and I'll be mentioning those from time to time. Mainly, though, the YouTube channels I've been watching are very young people who are suffering from retinal problems like retinitis pigmentosa, Stargardt's, and which are forms of macular degeneration, I guess. But I will kind of go on from time to time. I'll be talking about quite a few things. I don't know if you see this, but I have to use a flashlight sometimes to see what I've written down. Part of my eye problems I'm going to be talking about, and that's my St. Bernard there. I'm outside here on our cabin here at the lake, and my St. Bernard and Silky Terriers see the dog next door and they go crazy here. But anyway, I'm going to talk about conditions that I've had and still have with ocular eye pressure, asteroid hyalosis. I'll get into that later on in another YouTube video. Ocular migraines, cataracts, secondary membranes after cataract surgery, YAG laser to take care of that, a condition called central serous retinopathy, geographic atrophy, fovea sparing macular degeneration, the scans like autofluorescence and OCT, tests like field vision, vitamins, eyeglasses like what I have on right now. These eyeglasses are coated with crizal coating, and it helps shield me from the blue light to help me to not damage my retinas. I also have a device that I use from time to time called a C-Boost, and I'll be showing and talking to you about that from time to time. So this is the end of my first video, and I know I didn't give you a whole lot of information, but put some comments, ask me any questions you want to about any of these conditions that I was talking about that have to do with macular degeneration, and I will start covering those and any new things that I see and hear about that are related to my condition. Thank you very much.